Welcome back to the Global Local Top Tips, and today, Welsh Rarebit. Back in the day it was regarded as a poor man's food, but now it's been reinvented. I'm going to show you the best recipe for this and how to apply it. Let's get stuck in. First thing we need to do when making Welsh Rarebit is finding or making a bread worthy of it. I'm going to make a cracked black pepper bread. It's going to be so quick. I'm going to put it together and then we'll move on. So I have here 500 grams of strong flour or baker's flour. I'm adding in 30 grams of dried yeast. I'm adding in 20 grams of fresh cracked pepper. I'm going to give it a stir. $40 mils of good olive oil and 350 mils of water. Just bring it all together. You can notice that I've kept some of the water back. And I can just add it in. Perfect. So once it comes together, clear off your spoon, and then have a little bit of flour here for dusting, and then just dust it over. You just want to lightly knead it in the bowl. And then just bring it out onto the table. And again, slightly dust it. And the same technique as before, just folding it back in itself. Just till it becomes smooth. Bring it into a bowl, back into the bowl, and let it brew for 40 minutes. Now to finish off our bread. So it's left it about 40 minutes and it's doubled in size. So just going to loosen it off the bowl. A little bit of flour just to help it along. Straight out onto our table. And we just want to get that little bit. Don't want to waste anything. Beautiful. Flour your hands, flour the bread. And then just give it another quick knead. Again, just folding it back on itself. And you can really feel it change. You can feel it getting bouncier. Excellent. Let's give it a test to see if it's ready. Press it down, and if it bounces all the way up but you can still see your fingerprint in it, it's ready. So it bounces up, but you can still see that little indentation in there. And that's perfect, that's where we want it to be. A little flour. And we're just going to bring it into a shape, our loaf tin shape. Perfect. I've just got my loaf tin here, I've just sprayed it with spray oil. Perfect. And now I've got a cracked egg here. And I just want to egg wash it and just make sure it doesn't get dripped down the sides, because it just doesn't look all that great when it's cooked. And you do this now before it proves, so you don't take the risk of damaging it when it's proved up. In a warm place, about 20-30 minutes, just till it comes to the top of the loaf tin, and then we're good to go. So our bread has proved to the top of our tin. We're going to put it into the oven for 35 minutes at 180 Celsius. So to start off with Welsh Rarebit, I've got 30 grams of butter just melting in my pan. And we're going to make a roux here, a blonde roux, so we don't want to colour it too much. And to that, I'm going to add in 30 grams or flour, any flour, doesn't really matter. Now I'm just gonna let that melt away, constantly giving it a stir. And again, we don't want it to brown, we just want it to stay, just want to cook out the flour, but we want it to stay that kind of blondie color. And this won't take long at all. Just that butter melts. And just when it starts to kind of bubble up, that's when we're good to go. I've got 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, English mustard powder, and I've got 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. You need to be pretty vigorous with your stirring here so it doesn't get lumpy. I've got 100 mils of Guinness. ,400 grams of cheese, Worcestershire sauce, and you want to put in a good dash, 50 mils. It's the key ingredient to this one. And you know what? You can put in a little bit more, a little bit less. Tabasco. 10 drops of Tabasco. You can really smell all them. The flavors coming together. Salt. Now, we don't have to go crazy on pepper here because we're making our pepper bread. So we're just going to let this come together. Let it melt 2-3 minutes on a really low heat. Now it's been melting away for about a minute, and at this point I want to add in 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper straight in there. This is really the key, it gives a nice sharpness to it. So now my cracked black pepper bread is ready and it is still hot. Best to leave it 20-30 minutes before you cut it, but I'm gonna probably eat all this in one go. So I've got 4 nice big thick pieces of bread here, and I've got my Welsh rarebit, and it's cooled down a little bit so you can see now that it's a spread, not a sauce. And you just basically put it on there, and it doesn't have to be that even because with that cheese in there it is going to melt. That'll fill in all the gaps. And again, as I said before, you can put this in the fridge and it'll last quite some time just in there, and then you can take it out anytime you want. I've got some beautiful leg ham that I'm going to put on here too. Again, straight up on top. Turn this one around maybe. Beautiful. And then again, more rarebit on the top. Now straight onto a baking tray, and I've just lined this with some greaseproof paper. Look at that. A little bit more cheddar cheese on the top. And of course, just a little knob of butter, just to help it all come home. In the oven, 220 Celsius, 6 to 8 minutes. So here we are, a few minutes in the oven. You can see the cheese is gratinated on the top, and that Welsh rarebit has flattened out, spread out over the bread. Can't wait to get into this one. If you enjoy our videos and you'd like to support us in the future, please consider joining our Patreon group. There's some awesome extras, Q&A sessions, our upcoming cookbooks, and some unseen videos. Again, we appreciate your support. See you soon. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below any videos you'd like to see in the future. Hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon. We'll see you soon.